What's up, traders? Welcome back to the channel. So this is my second trade of the day. This is GbpAud. I am long here after getting stopped out earlier for a small loss on GbpUsd, which I recapped in yesterday's video. I was able to stay focused and find a re-entry here on GbpAud. Same direction, same entry signal, just a better risk reward setup and better timing here. And that's why this trade worked really well for me. So it's actually worked so well, trading it back up towards the ADR max, as you can see here. I'm going to explain that in a second. But it worked so well that I was able to close 50% of the trade at ADR max, covering the loss on GU, and now my stop loss is locked in profit as we let this thing continue higher if it wants to. So I can't lose any money on this trade, and I covered the loss from earlier this morning. So a really good morning here, even though the positions were smaller than yesterday with that winner on EURAUD, still, it's always about risk management. So even though the size is smaller, I'm more focused on the process that I'm doing every single day. And here, I just am really proud of myself for not letting the loss frazzle me, staying focused, and finding the second entry. If you take a look with me here on TradingView, this is GbpAud. So we had divergence building here on the bottom at that 1 minute 800 EMA. That's the 15-minute 50. The problem with this thing was that it was divergent on top and it maxed out its ADR already today. So both of those things would tell me that the long idea here isn't great. Knowing that it maxed out its average daily range, which we've talked about in other videos, meaning it moved already today what it does on an average day, that could tell me that it's going to just chop today, chop itself sideways, and that it might not move. So that would turn you away from wanting to trade it long. Plus, with this divergence on top, that means that it could be changing. The market rising here could be changing and we could be pulling back down for some drop. However, we held the 50 EMA well. We had that 1 minute entry signal with the D1 signal off the 50 EMA, and that's why we're seeing this lift here going back towards the high of day. That was my original take profit idea. It was about 75, 76 pips from the entry, and that's what I'm going to go for here with the other 50% of this trade that I still have in. So now if it does come down, it's going to stop me out for a small gain. So now if we take a look back at the Owanda terminal, you can see still up over 30 pips as it's kind of pulling back down, retesting that ADR max line. So we're going to see how it handles it. I'm going to continue to watch the 15-minute chart, but if it holds the 8 EMA here on the 15-minute for the next couple of hours, and I pull myself out of this thing now, I'm going to look back on it and be like, there was no reason to exit. So I'm going to try to hold in. Again, my stop is locked in profit, so with the piece that I still have in, I can't lose any money. It's just going to be a small gain if it does stop me out. And if it does, I'll come back on and update you guys at that point. So it's 9:30. We'll let this thing develop up 30 pips. I'll keep you guys posted. All right, guys, it is just a few seconds after 10 o'clock. I just got stopped on the rest of the trade. As you can see here from the most recent position on my activity feed, I was stopped at 190.85.9. Now, you can see where I closed at 191.12, and you can see my buy price here. You can also see the GU trade from earlier and EURAUD from yesterday. So you can see all my orders for the week. A profitable week so far, now with this winner here making my day profitable. So I want to just break it down for you one more time. So if you start on the 15-minute, you can see the move up overnight, even from yesterday, creating that long bias, TDI in the buy zone, EMAs in an uptrend. The few things that I didn't love about it were, one, the fact that it maxed out ADR. You see I have the green horizontal lines on the chart. Those are the ASFX ADR indicators. You can search it. It looks like this, ASFX ADR tool. That'll put these green lines on your chart that'll tell you how far these pairs should move on an average day. So here, knowing that we already maxed out ADR, that was one thing I didn't like about it. Second thing I didn't like about it was the divergence on top. That tells me that the rise from earlier in the day, the rise from yesterday, could be changing. Now, it doesn't mean that it won't move higher, but it means that it might not move as high, or it might not continue that trend. Something is going to change. It also doesn't mean it's going to reverse fully. It could mean just chop. This could chop sideways here. And that's why I wanted to lock the stop in profit, because I don't want to get caught in chop the rest of the day. The other thing I really didn't like about this as I took the trade was the fact that we were under the ADR max line. So I knew that it could possibly go and retest that ADR max point and then come lower off of that. That's why I had it marked with this purple line. So if you go to the 1 minute, you can see from my entry, it moved right up to that ADR max line, and it did, of course, form divergence on top, which tells us that it's changing, right? Divergence can be found all over the place. It's just important to know what key levels you're finding it at. Here, the ADR max line is the key level that it then comes down lower off of. So the rise from the divergence on the bottom, it changes and comes up, becomes divergent on top, and then comes back down. So a nice trade, very simple here. Easy off the 50 EMA back towards ADR max, clearly in a long bias. That's following the GU trade that I recapped for you guys yesterday in yesterday's video, and that trade, as you can see, is still coming lower now at 10:02 in the morning. So it was important that we stayed focused after the first loss here this morning to not get frazzled and not try to just keep buying this pair. It was just stay unbiased, check the watch list. GA had the potential, other than the divergence on top and the ADR, it had the potential definitely to give you something long. And I knew that the ADR line could be where it slowed down, and that's what you saw here. So I hope you took some value out of the video. I hope that this helps you make better trading decisions going forward. If you want to learn about our entry signals, if you want to learn about how we're taking these trades, all you got to do is click the link down in the description. And just so you know, coming up on Monday, our seminar tickets for our Tampa event in March go on sale. So if you're interested in that, there's a link down in the description as well. Thank you for the time, everybody, and I'll see you in the next trading video.